ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
I'm the king of the castle, and you're the dirty rascal. We go back to Cobblestone, Alex.
You called me Alex again.
Why am I...
You did that twice. You ended the segment with it, and now you've continued it. So either you know you're doing it, and you're trolling me, or you're delirious.
I think it's pretty obvious I'm delirious at this point.
Yeah, I'll go with that one. But you know I do like Cobble. It's my favorite map.
I almost called you Henry at that time, too.
Just do it. I don't care. I keep getting things confused.
It's your favorite map. Carry on.
Yeah, it's my favorite map.
That's an interesting statement, because a lot of teams still don't necessarily enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just, you know, I don't like Mirage, or a lot of teams like Mirage. It's just weird things like that, you know. But for me, I find it's a map that is pretty diverse in the way you can approach it. I think there's a lot of different strategies that you can do. We're just getting a couple of these highlights from last game here. I think, you know, you were saying Moddy was quiet. I don't know if that's like was too indicative of the way the game went. I think they didn't really go towards him too much on the...
A side, he seemed to be... T side was where he was mostly involved in the action on takes of the sites, which they took times, Alex.
Again.
Don't know where I was going. Holy! Oh my God!
Don't give me a name. We won't refer to me as a name. But maybe you're getting confused because Alex plays for LDLC.
It's
we're about to see him again on Cobblestone.
We are. Okay, look, go back to Cobblestone. Continue talking about why it's your favorite.
I was just saying, I think it's like a really diverse map for the way that you can approach it on the T side. You can do set executes. Rushing is very viable.
Do you not find, though, so Henry G, for example, some other lad that has a name, he thinks that he actually... the cash overpass maps he likes because they can get aggressive on the CT side. Yeah. He thinks that it's a little bit static and too static for CTs.
I think if you want to be aggressive on the CT side on Cobble, you need to be very inventive in the way that you approach it. So like SK, for example, doing like the long Molotovs and the deep smoke at B to be able to get that long control. NIP also had a similar strategy at that point where they completely firebombed it. I think they had 3 Molotovs in that position. There's a couple of different things you can talk about. Anders and I were talking about an idea of, as you're running down the mid-ramp, potentially run boosting a player so he can get into that middle trap section and make his way out the door quicker to the Dragon Lore connector. See if you can beat the T's. A couple of different ideas like that you can play with.
You can do that run boost pretty quick too, because if the guy's like a couple steps ahead of you, you don't have to stop to set it up. He goes down the ramp, you jump off the wall.
Precisely.
And you're there. I think they should make it so you could surf down the right side wall at mid from the CT side.
Actually, that's not a bad suggestion
because it's slanted and you can't surf it. Because that would do it alone. You could surf it and be there.
We'll give Gabe a call after this and...
he doesn't like me.
Get it on it. Oh, he doesn't answer your calls?
No, he tries. Mine. Really? Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's my hair.
Not tonight.
It's fried. Just like us. And as we talk about other things that are fried, so are LDLC's chances.
How so?
No, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. No, I definitely do.
I'm wondering where you're going with that too.
The French team's usually pretty good on Cobble, right? Like G2 and Envious in the past have been good Cobble teams. But this is normally, I feel like for some reason, the Heroic, they tend to not be bad on this map. So it's going to be interesting to see how Yugi subs on into this one. I know that Frizz was just like was a more of a passive opper, which we already touched on, but he looked like he wanted to be more of an aggressive opper.
Well, and that's interesting. I think it could give them something they didn't have before.
Running through Molotovs and stuff, getting himself down to 40 HP just to find 1 kill, so getting the work done.
I do that, except I don't get 1 kill. Speaking of people who don't get many kills, we've got to send it over to our casters.
Who is it?
It's Henry and Chad.
Oh, I get it, because he called Chad Alex, or Chad called Matt Alex, I think it was.
Yes. Well, Matt, I'm always doing it as well.
Heroic LDLC! I'm in the casting seat for the first time in a while, and we're, of course, resting Matt's vocal cords. He's got a lot of shouting about games to be doing just around the corner, and so we've got to rest those beautiful cords of his.
And get you back into casting form.
Yeah, exactly. It's been so long. I really do enjoy it. I just got to remember how to do it. That's the question.
I've got a feeling you might return to an event soon.
Yeah, you got a tingling?
Yeah, I've got a feeling it might happen for machine fans out there.
All 4 of them.
Yeah, they've been waiting for a while, and she might be coming back soon. You never know.
Who knows?
Well then, moving to Cobblestone. I agree with the guys. Heroic, this is actually it's a very good Danish map in general.
I was going to say.
I think they do
North
have the
as
advantage
well,
going into
right?
this one. Yeah, like North, like when they were Dignitas, this is when they really became on everyone's radar. This was their best map. They're one of the best teams
100%.
on the world in this map in particular. They were really, really good on it. And Heroic are no different, really. They have a very similar play style. The T side's normally very good for these Danish sides. And we are getting into it, it seems.
It does look like we're jumping into that pistol round. As you can see, the Frenchmen are going to be starting on the T side. I say French, of course. Correction, we do have a Swiss.
Well, there's only one French player in there now, I think.
What, LDLC?
Maybe two?
No, they're all
Alex
French,
is
aren't
British.
they? Well, he's
Maniac's,
Alex is fake British.
Existence is Belgium.
Existence is Belgian. Okay, fine, you're right. The French roster, because they do speak French, that is the language by which they communicate. And we have seen a completely zero utility CT buy. That's right, they're going for just those pistols and Kevlar. And not quite the same for the T side. Existence has got himself a flash, and Alex, that's a rewarding start. Just takes Nico off, and that's going to be the contact play we needed as they all start swarming in, and Roddy is going to be overwhelmed. How is he still alive? What is that? Finally, LDLC do the necessary damage as the CTs do fall, but Valdi just been sleeping. He's going to go ahead and wake up with 2 swift frags from Coop. That's a huge start, but Toynu's low as well. This isn't impossible. It's far from it for Snappy. Full health.
I've lost track of him as well. He could get this kill. Oh, okay. If he was a little bit more patient, they could have worked out in his favor.
Needed that one quickly, and they're lining up. He just has to take one headshot, but no, Mistu does it for him. And that will be the first for LDLC. Got a little sloppy towards the end there, but all the same, the T's do strike with their first round on the board. Good start for LDLC, looking to go ahead and level this series out. Let's not forget, the first one did go the way of Heroic. After a couple of trips and stumbles, Heroic did manage to close it out on the second half, and we did get a great start from them in the first map. Let's see if they can kind of replicate that.
Yeah, well, LDLC, touch and go at one point,
4
chicken
SMGs.
coop. And here we go then, towards the middle, you're absolutely right. Straight up rush here, interesting approach. Normally A is a safe bet, to be fair. Most teams will be stacking B in the second round. There's 2 towards long, and Alex is going to get past undetected for now, and Snappy should be punished at this point, but somehow fully blind, managed to get that first kill. It's going to be an equal exchange for now, though, 3-on-3.
Check your corners, Snappy, teaching them a valuable lesson. LDLC, however, have stabilized, and that's big thanks to none other than Alex and Maniac. The 2 of them have come together to do necessary damage, and it's Nico's Deagle again. This is not the Bosnian Bulldozer, but same name. It does seem to be playing the same game with the Desert Eagle. Maniac and Existence. Maniac's going to give him the challenge, but the smoke does just make it a little too difficult. Vision obscured and time ticking away. No kit, no hope. Unless Maniac continues to feed him opportunities, and that's exactly what we're talking about. What is that? Maniac tries to take the fight, and now Existence is trying to catch him on the cross. Fortunately, his positioning is strong, hiding behind that staircase.
At this point, LDLC can just throw the Mac-10s in towards drop-down, get some positional control in that manner, and I think they're about to do that. So, 2 towards chicken coop. So, something to work with there. The idea is one player will face and die, and then hopefully they won't check it again, and maybe you can strike and get a couple of frags.
That is the name of the game, and these are the aforementioned Mac-10s. It'll be Mistu and Alex, who are going to likely spread themselves through drop. Mistu, one towards drop, Alex towards platform. They're going to push together. You can see in perfect synchronicity they approach. Molotov to clear out that staircase, something that Alex was unwilling to do with the Mac-10, and now the push can begin. Flashed in, that's one down. Valdi caught with his back turned, anticipating a push towards drop, and there is certainly presence there, but now Nico just inspecting the flower pot, making sure it's all... Oh, never mind, it's been destroyed. He's furious. And this should be the end of the round. Does he expect the second one? This is what Henry was talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. It's going to be the wallbang from Existence, just going to be mopping things up. And it's a flawless round from LDLC. That will be the third. And now Heroic can actually put some weapons in their palms.
Yeah, could have got a little bit interesting there, but Existence, he's aware. Yes, he knows exactly what's going on. And the 3-0 comes in for LDLC. And the buy is coming for Yugi. You can see he didn't force buy in that previous round, so he actually gets the AWP going into number 4 here. Still got Mac-10s though, and a UMP. This is what we call the bonus round, Alex. If you've not been listening to my cast recently, that's what we call it. Taking the first gun round, you take the lesser weaponry. And try to do a rush, see what we can do.
I thought it was called the...
Yeah, we changed it.
No, you changed it?
Yeah.
Not named after Matt's
No, we actually
dog?
changed it. We said if you have 5 SMGs going to the first gun round, we call that a Jade, and I said you can have that.
You're allowed, he's allowed to have that one.
Yeah.
All right, well, here they come. Nice aggressive work from Alex, but he's not anticipating Nico in our, well, newly changed cubby here on that B site. Valdi trying to slow them down with flashbangs, and those flashes have managed to deter them. T-side, after conceding Alex, are going to meet Snappy. He's hearing footsteps, he's making the call. In fact, the rotate from Yuki on the other side of the map is coming in as well. And now Snappy, he knows they're on their way. That's one called, and then should be a frag. Nice stabilizers, didn't choose for the spray. And his restraint is rewarded as he gets another.
Yeah, good job by him so far. It's going to be a 5-on-3 and maybe going to pick up existence, but unfortunately gets his head blown off in return. So now LDLC pulling something back. They managed to get some long-range control as well. Maniac by himself has been very careful here. He knows he needs to make something happen. Can't land that shot though, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Reposition with the AWP.
Yeah. This is where that AWP and saving in the prior round could very well be rewarded. This is a site you can hold very well with the AWP as long as your teammates don't let them close in towards APC. And hang on a second, Molly, that's your job, and he's gone. Now Yogi's in trouble because they can close in on his right and on his flank. Goes up. Nico needs to stop this push from happening, and they don't seem to be doing a particularly good job about it. Nico, though, does come in, and LDLC then are left alone. Mistu, relatively smart here, has managed to go ahead and just quickly get that bomb down on B. I presume he's going to be given the plant for free. There's no way LDLC can stop that in time, get himself onto statue.
Yeah, he can actually still win this, considering he has a Molotov as well.
Okay.
If it just takes one mistake from one of these 3 remaining CTs, Molotov goes in, maybe a bit premature for my liking. We'll see what he can do.
It does mean that he can just focus his attention towards drop for the opening. Choosing to back away. Relatively predictable. Heroic. He does need to get some damage done early. There's an AWP as well in play. He can't take those long fights. Instead, he's just going to dart in between. They kind of be pushing as a unit. This is nice from Heroic, sticking together as a pack. Now they know exactly where he is, and 3 eyes are drawn towards him. Actually 6, Alex. We all have 2 eyes. They're not Cyclops. Yeah. The Danish Cyclops, known as Heroic.
Well then, there it is. It's going to be Nico with 3 kills in total, and they will be saving over the AWP and AK-47 as well. The problem is, LDLC, like we said, that was that bonus round. They've got a plethora of cash. Look at that, 10K on Alex. So they've got lots and lots of money to work with. So they're fine by that. They've got the bomb plant down, and they managed to limit the CTs going forward as well. You can see there's 2 UMPs purchased into it, but that saved AWP. Should be able to maybe go aggressive to start around. A lot of players have to go down towards middle. He won't be doing that. He actually heads towards B.
Yeah, those UMPs are bought out of necessity. Make no mistake, this is not a decision they've made. It is something that's been forced upon them by LDLC. Yogi, I like the aggressive approach from him. It's actually something we saw just last weekend. Taco being rewarded ridiculous amounts of frags just from that one rush. Relatively spawn-based, though. And so the 3-2 split. Nice and slow. This is what we saw from LDLC over on overpass as well. They take their time, apart from the occasional rush B call.
Apart from that.
Apart from that, which I'm going to try and forget about.
Yeah, well, for now, they do have a huge advantage here. Just trying to bleed out the CTs of any utility they may have here. He's still going to be aggressive. He knows he needs to find that first pick to give them a solid chance of winning this round. If a full execution comes in, they have a really rough time of holding this off. Looking at the map right now, you can see Maniac, he's on the other side towards A. Not necessarily showing a great amount of presence right now, but he's taking a lot of vision away from the CTs. As they start to set up towards B, LDLC still can execute. Only 1 smoke remaining, to be fair, so that smoke I've used towards connector, flash over, hope for the best, and Twane with the AWP about to do battle with
I love these duels. Because, I mean, Yogi, you'd think had the advantage, unless a flash is put in. There could be a pre-fire from Twanu, that's for sure. It's predictable. But, oh, he's only going to tag him. It actually may very well be in the wall that saved Twanu's life there. Backing away towards statue. It's a powerful position, and Valdi's there to babysit as well. Eyes on drop. Now Yogi looking towards platform, and he does put Twanu in the ground. A nice trade as well from Valdi's everywhere. He's a rash on the B site. Alex, fortunately, has managed to keep his team alive and kicking for now, but there are 3 people hunting his location. It's a matter of time, and a third for Valdi is secured, even recovering the AWP as well. Let's put that back in his brother Yogi's hands.
Brother?
Brother in arms.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
And, well, the AWP doing some great work there. Like I said, he had to go a little bit more aggressive to try and find that first frag. He doesn't get the initial kill, but he gets a lot of information. The time's running down. He legs one of them, repositions Valdi, protecting him as he gets into a new position as well, and then starts to use that information to nail the AWP shots required. And now look at the buy. 2 AKs, 3 pistols, a little bit of utility to work with there, and a default round with Maniac with the bomb back towards those mid doors, trying to get some positional control here. That smoke will be taking any vision away from an AWP at top and middle. And we'll see whether they decide to do anything with this. Could be a decent grenade. No one's committing from the T side just yet.
Yeah, that patience has stopped any damage being done by that HE. And especially when you're rocking pistols, that is a big step in the right direction. Snappy, though, he's going to do some damage here. The splash is gone, and so are the majority of LDLC. Sprays a little off, and it does cost him his life. Toyney does damage with the Tech 9, but quickly pieces are picked back up by LDLC. Existence stabilizing, but it did cost him a great deal of his health. He's going to try and get back into that power spot. We saw him win the 1v1 in earlier. Now Mistu caught on the flank. And this is as good as over. Valdi does secure it as well, and another for Heroic. This has been 3 back-to-back now. LDLC, yes, they got the initial 3, but as soon as the weapons start coming into the Danes' hands, they have had no problems of dealing with the LDLC push.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. Well, no bomb plants either in the last 2 rounds. They will be onto a partial buy here. The loss bonus starting to accumulate, so $20 and $100 into the next round. So they can keep the money around the 2K mark, a little bit less by the looks of things. But they've got PT50s, Tech 9s, a couple of smokes, and we'll see what they decide to do. The Desert Eagles holding a nice tight angle here, trying to blow off the head of Snappy. He has committed towards long A, and he could find some trouble here, but it does significant damage towards Existence, and there it is. The Deagle headshot comes in. I'm not sure that commitment's worthwhile. You know they've got pistols at that point, and you're by yourself. Desert Eagles, all it takes is 1 bullet to the head, and you go down. So in terms of risk-reward, I don't really necessarily think that's worth it, but 5 and 4 for now.
Sure, I mean, and as well as that, just to add insult to injury, they've got the M4 now as well. On top of all of those prior problems, now you've also got Alex fully equipped with an M4, and Yagi, you're going to have to do something special here. He does pull his Molotov out, but that's wasting time. He realizes that he's backed away, but there's so many closing in on him. There's only going to be one surely before he's taken down. The no-scope's not going to land, and LDLC, this round should surely be in the bag unless Nico and Modi can cobble together something rather magic. Cobble, appropriate word to be using here, and now just Nico. They are slightly low, but wow, this round has just been a complete bloodbath. LDLC swarming after that one mistake.
Yeah, it just didn't really make sense to me. As soon as you spot them and you're by yourself as well, why allow them to even get close to you? Well, not even necessarily close. Why allow them to even have an opportunity to get that first frag on you? If they do get it, they can rush like they did, like you said. They pick up the M4, and all of a sudden they have a big chance of actually winning that round. He spots the information and just fall back there. Okay, they've got pistols, PT50s and Deagles. Let's just get the crossfires. I'll come back up the AWP. Sure. Give him some more space to work with there and defend him from any ensuing terrorists that will trying to get close range at that point. But LDLC, they still won away after losing 3 in a row. It's a partial buy. It wasn't even the forced buy. They were looking to buy into the next one. They end up winning the round, and look at all the weaponry they've accumulated as well. AWP, AK-47, an M4, and a cheeky little UMP there as well.
Well, that's a lot of successful scavenging for LDLC, and it does mean they can build up some form of a bank.
Yeah.
Look how little is being spent by the majority of them. Quite the contrast over on the CT side as it's going to be, down to the pennies for them.
Maniac, who had such an amazing first map, he's having quite one so far. To be fair, there's only been 7 rounds played, 1 for 6. And we go into round number 8 here. We'll see what happens as Yogi's back on towards the AWP. Not going to be going towards middle at all. Focusing towards B most of the time, it seems. And here comes Mistu using that smoke to take away CT vision. Molotoving towards the steps position. And they might actually commit towards this one. All 5 players on this side of the map.
This is a quick one as well, and you can see how they're avoiding Yogi's gaze, at least just for a moment, because there comes just one, and it is back and forth down to a 3v3, and that's a tag. Nico, lucky to be alive at this point, but it's enough to hold him back, and oh no, the fire seals his fate, and talking of fire, Mistu's in trouble too. His teammates pushing him back out of what was a very powerful position towards doors. Snappy now closing in, and he actually knows where he is because he heard that molly tick. Now 2-2. His teammates potentially costing Mistu not only his life, will it be the round? They have got a crossfire established, and presuming 20 hits his shots here, this should be a locked down round for LDLC. Snappy has to cross, he knows that. The nade's only going to tickle him. He doesn't care, holding the only angle he has to. And what was that? Maniac strafes out from Coop, from his safety. And now all onto Modi. 20's not going to be caught by the Molotov, but still does take a bullet to the brain, and now 1 versus 1. Time becoming a factor here. Modi's not anticipating Maniac's reposition. It's 2. You mentioned him. You said he was quiet, but this was a loud roar from the top of his lungs. Yeah. And that will be 5-3.
Good work for Maniac to finish things off there. Got a little bit sloppy, we said.
Where did the sloppiness arrive from you?
When the Molotov landed in your teammate's feet, and he has to reposition and dies as well. Comes down to a 2-on-2.
Pretty brutal.
Where's the communication there? Like I'm by the connected doors, boys. I've got this locked down. Okay, I'll back you up. Here's a Molotov on your foot.
Oh, you look quite cold. You look quite cold. Let me throw down a little campfire.
Yeah, well, it's going to be heroic now onto Nico. PT50 CZs, and should be a pretty clean round for LDLC. You can see them readjusting with the back 10s, and actually going to be going against him is Valdi with the CZ. And they'll try and boost up to pick up the dropped weapon here. Not going to do too much for them. Mac 10 against head armor. It's not.
You saw him as well, but Valdi pushes. Okay, I guess it was an all or nothing maneuver. Either drop back down with that Mac 10 or try and make it a 4v3. 5v3, excuse me. Snappy does get caught by 20 as well. Full blind and out put into the ground. Existence, spectacular work with this AK so far, and they are just making this round look easy, as it should be.
Indeed. Well, Yogi, He's towards the A side of the map with the USP. Bomb will be planted.
There are some rounds that they say are done before it's actually over, and I mean, these are this is the primest of examples.
Yeah, Vald manages to get the opening kill there, but the boost actually working against them. As soon as you get the Mac 10 in your hands and you've got head armored players in front of you, very difficult to find a kill there. He gets mowed down, and as soon as that happens, LDC use it as a cue. Okay, let's get in there. We know one player, the player that boosted him up, he's going to be towards drop down, will commit towards the upper platform, and this could be round over that point. Nothing really given away, and Alex tries to hunt down the final kill there. It doesn't really matter because Twanu's got an SMG as well, so in terms of the kill reward, which is doubled with the SMG, can manage to pick up another $600 there. So going forward, money's still not in a great place here. We get the AWP out once again. You can see Valda, he's only got 3,900 remaining, so he'll be getting the UMP. They do have some smokes to work with there. Only one kit though, so Alex with the Mac 10 can actually do some work here, considering that Yogi and Nico do not have head armor.
And so the fray begins once more. And there's an AWP on either side, and Existence has fallen in a very early exchange from Snappy. It must have been through the doors.
Yeah, he actually like peeked towards mid doors and then got the wall bang as well. So did a ton of damage somehow.
Somehow, some way, he's got a very early aggressive CT frag. It's not necessarily something you see outside of the AWP all too often. Very early in the round, and already LDLC working from a disadvantage. They are starting to move their forces towards long, and this time Twanu versus Yuggy again. Yuggy does win out on this one. The last time these two teams met, it was or rather the two players met, it was that leg shot instead.
Not really much to see these have to do at this point. They have to 5-on-3. Snappy, though, he's committed to the boost position as well. A player walks past him and picks up the bomb. So that's fine, though. He can hear that and call for the rotation towards B. Modi can hear it as well now as well. So they can actually just say, you know what, it's definitely going to be a B-sided attack. But for some reason, Val's just not aware that could be a possibility at all.
Interesting. That's for certain. A nice control from Nico. Surely not going to get another. They knew exactly where he was, and he did go for that wide peak. Now, though, it's going to be the boost from LDLC. This could be game-changing. One to Snappy. The molly as well is going to force him out from Rock. You would assume. No, it's a little short, and that enables Yogi to go ahead and... Oh, I say it's a little short. It spreads. And Maniac nearly thrust into a 1v2. Unable to complete it, though. Modi quick on the flank.
It was interesting from Val. Like I said, they actually had that player boosted up as well. They had him run off. They had another player run off towards B as well. And at that point, drop down's not being watched, and Valdi's standing in the open with his back towards drop down. And now look what that's cost them. Yes, they win the round, but it comes down to a 1v1. It's the LDLC, ton of cash there, 4 AKs in the AWP. CT's not so much. It needs to be a little bit smarter in these tense situations, in these big rounds. Winning them is not necessarily enough. You need to keep the manpower up, and 3 UMPs, no AWP, as we go into round number 11 now.
All right. 3 UMPs. This is where you really are either going to see the power of the incredibly cheap SMG, or you're going to see it fall flat on its face if they're kept at range. Twanu already making good progress on long. He's going to be approaching it with caution given the previous aggressions from Snappy. But no information plays being made at B, and therefore it will just be Yuggy and Snappy left to defend this pending assault from LDLC. Gathering ground. Alex is going to be checking towards danger as well. Flashes by his teammate as well. Everything's being very much reducing the margin for error. You flash yourselves in, you molly the corners, and then you prepare for the assault. You can see Alex has got an abundance of utility, likely implementing that into this peak. That's a great flash. Stop forces the AWP off and does mean they can gather ground unless Snappy stops them in their tracks. Or a Molotov, even better.
Yeah, it's perfect.
They can rotate now. And so the execute does come in. Existence is going to be doing his very best to take down one. It's actually Maniac to draw blood. He needed the second there, Yuggy. Now the pressure is getting a little too much. Valde on APC. He can't watch both angles at once. His teammates have to help him, and they can't do too much. Fortunately, Modi steps up. It's 2. And now the aforementioned number does remain for LDLC. It's just Mistu and Twanu. Nice work as well. Now levels the playing field, and surely not a second. There's just the tip of his head, but here comes the flank. Mistu, he's been biding his time, and Nico just 180s him. Now Twanu's left in a very sticky situation with you. That's a flick and a half. Now 1 left. There's only 5 seconds, and it's going to be Yuggy to save it. What was this round, Henry? Help me.
I really can't break that one down for you. What an absolute manic round that was.
There was flanks, there was 180s.
There's so many interesting decisions in terms of like, you know where this AWPer is. He's got 5 seconds remaining. You have a player at the back of the site. That round's done. He's locked in and he takes the challenge, brings it out to 1v1, still the round secure. But as I mentioned before, the CT economic situation is very poor right now. They need to be a little
Every
smarter.
weapon counts.
Yeah, when there's 5 seconds remaining, you know exactly where this guy is. And you have a player at the back of the site as well. Like, he can't win that round. There's no way. You gave him an opportunity, but is this a force buy from the terrorist? It looks like it. So Tech9's PD50s, 1 UMP and head armor as well. They do have the execution potential. Here come the Molotovs. They want to be striking on those thrown Molotov cocktails because at this point...
Strike while the molly is hot.
Yes.
And there they go. Smoke's raining out. The flashes will be there as well. He's calling the fake, and indeed they are turning tail and running. Existence is going to use drop room, currently vacant, to try and forge some form of flank. And here they come. The Snappy's going to get the info, but what is that spray? 20 bullets invested and just 1 kill out of it. Trying to get the trade. Missed to Tech9, not quite the necessary arsenal. And now what have you got? Maniac and Alex. The bomb loose as well. This is one of those tough rounds where the idea was perfect execution, not quite so. Tried to make the most out of that utility. I mean, you throw everything at B and then turn tail and run, Henry. That's an all-or-nothing play.
Yeah, well, they didn't necessarily go back towards A then. They wanted to focus towards the drop-down / window area and trying to segregate CTs at that point. Obviously, a lot of them are going to be looking towards the B bomb site. If you can run through those connected doors and find CTs who have nades out, you get another interesting here. But Alex putting on a bit of a show. He gets 1 kill there, but unfortunately, he'll be taken down in the end, and that ties it up. It's going to be 6-6 now, and that force buy does not lead to a bomb plant either. So another eco here for LDLC. Heroic should be able to stabilize at this point. They can't really afford much more than maybe some PD50s, a couple of Tech9s perhaps. Okay, they're going all in. They're all in. Alex?
You do any of that in Vegas, Henry?
Actually, okay, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. This tactic right now, this is fine. 1 player getting an AK means if they don't win it, they still have 4 AKs, 1 player on a Tech9, that's fine. But if Alex can do something with the AK-47, get an opportunity, something to work with.
CNIP do this a lot. You have to just throw an AK in Forest hands and see what happens.
Yeah, and I did go all in a few times. Didn't work out.
No?
No.
You had a good time,
I came back a very broken man from Vegas.
In many ways.
Yeah.
In many different ways. But you had a good time, and that's what's important.
Yeah. It's all fine.
You said that with such conviction. Okay, Alex, what have you got for me? Sounds like I'm talking to myself in third person.
It's for your favour, isn't it?
You can talk.
Ooh. Sassy.
What's Henry having on the menu today? He said that today, in case your viewers are wondering. Right, either way, Yuggy, under pressure, is going to just catch the leg of Alex through the wall. That's solid. Now just needs to try and convert it into a kill. Molly's done that for him. And for a second as well, does behead Tuano, and this is it. This is the round over. They're counting on the AK of Alex to do damage, and between the 2 members of Heroic, the job was done, as is the round.
Yeah, absolutely. So nothing really picked up at all for LDLC there. Didn't find a single frag, no bomb planted, of course. And the AK-47 doesn't work out there. So Alex will be extremely limited. His teammates could drop over at UMP, so I'll take a pause here as well. So then, we'll have a look at the mid area. It's looking nice. We do this, of course, because for anyone wondering, online games, there is a possibility that you could log onto the stream and work out what kind of buy you're up against. All that sort of thing.
Explain this,
so it makes sense, right? We do want to make sure we eradicate any sort of tells that someone, not necessarily suggesting anyone would, but just eradicate any potential.
Well, it stops the paranoia, doesn't it?
So that's why we do that in online games. It was something that was actually a bit of a problem in 2015. No one really considered that. I think we were working at PGL, and I said to them, guys, like,
this is actually
we had like a
possibility.
6-minute pause, and I was like, you're just showing this buys is up on screen for like 6 minutes now. Like anyone could just message and say, oh, this is what they've got.
Just so you know.
Just so you know, yeah. But this will be the tactical pause. So I'll have a look at the money for LDLC.
What's it at?
They can definitely buy. So it's 5K on 4 players. Alex is on just shy of 3,000. So pretty much as we kind of built up in that situation, he'll be down to either a UMP or a Tech9 and have 4 AKs going with it. They could get an AWP if they really wanted to, but it would be the glass cannon for sure.
So what do you make of Cbble in terms of the bias at this point in time? Because it's been such a fun discussion to have.
It was really looking like a T-sided map until...
For a long time.
For a long time, until those steps came into it. And when people realized how to actually utilize that correctly, and now the AWPers have a lot more options. Instead of having to fully commit with a jump up to the upper platform, they can actually get up there now a lot easier and take advantageous duels.
No boosting involved.
Exactly. Now you can flash over and then peek and get positional control of that area. A lot of teams now are starting to show us very strong CT halves, and it's good to see. It was a map that was almost boring to watch at one point because the T side just looked so easy. Every team could just do the same thing. bit of map control, execute towards B. CT's had a real rough time holding it off. So it was a good adjustment, and it took a little bit of time, but we've got to a nice kind of even playing field, I would say, right now. In terms of, like, depends on the matchup. This one's always going to be a little bit difficult to predict because obviously we talk about the new signings and all that sort of stuff, but still, it's been a pretty close game.
But you're right. I mean, this is one of those beautiful maps, more so than most, where you actually, it does depend on the team. Some teams just have this real proficiency for the CT side of Cbble, and they get double digits, and you're all, all gravy, baby. And sometimes teams really struggle to kind of build a cohesive defense and actually make a really good attack. Still, LDLC are gathering up, and once again, Maniac's given the responsibility of, I wouldn't even say selling the fake, but just kind of holding the flank, lurking, potentially, if there's any aggression shown. And oof, Twan, it wasn't far off. Whistles a bullet straight past the ear of Valde towards drop. And this is exactly what Henry was talking about. Prime example, the flash and peek for some map control and some information gathered, and at very little cost. Throws 200 towards them and gets a good bulk of information. You can't put a price on that.
4 towards B, and Maniac, once again, we saw this in the earlier stage.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. See what he can do.
Just hangs out.
And he'll be going towards danger, and going to be smoked out for now. So whether his teammates hold up until he has a chance to do something is yet to be seen. There it is.
That's the start. First blood drawn, Heroic. Get the first, and LDLC are desperate to try and change it, and Valde's in his same old corner. Has been caught off a couple of times there. Now Yugi typically gets one, and again is shut down. But the numbers are level. The bomb will be going down, and oh, that looked so close. Yet so far, pressure mounting, and a second miss from Tranny. That's going to cost him his life. Snappy closing in now. Alex has to go clutch, and that's a stop. But he's so low, needs to find cover. He's not going to expect the side strafe from Snappy. Words increasingly difficult as time does go on.
We're getting there.
We are.
Snappy there with 3 kills. And to be fair, Maniac's played towards that A site. He had to find more than just dying straight away. It was so obvious as to what he's doing. He's done it a couple of times already. He goes towards long A, dies, nothing else there. That's almost signaling to Heroic, get ready for a B side of the attack. And Yugi, he gets 1 kill, but the trade's working in Heroic's favor. Comes down to the 1v1, but like you said, Alex, already such, not you, Alex, the other Alex. He's such low HP, he can't really do anything about that situation. I'll call you Matt if I'm talking to you. Just listen out for the word Matt.
Just call me Matt. Yeah, deal. That's fine. Either way, a Galil for Mistu. It's not the worst price to pay for full utility and everything else alongside your teammates. Let's see if that is going to be any form of factor, as this is, of course, the determining round.
To note as well, that's 5 rounds in a row for Heroic. So they've done a very good job of getting back into it and forcing LDLC into a lot of clutches, to be fair, but Heroic have been picking the majority of them up, and that's why they can buy into this last round to get $3,400, and there's going to be 4 AKs and a Galil. And Maniac, once again, showing something towards long A. That smoke will allow him to take the vision away toward that side of the map, allow him to flashbang in, see if he can go and find a kill here.
So 6 rounds in a row, however, 3 of those 6 ended with just 1 person alive. That's what we're talking about when we say clutches. It's been very close, right down to the wire, right down to a 1 versus 1 duel. And now Heroic are looking for the knife. This is going to be Existence. A spectacular play from him. Catches Valde, who's been very successfully holding drop prior to this. And now aggressive from Nico. Catches the back turn of Alex. He's been their top fragger from LDLC, and so that is the head of the snake gone. Nade's going to be just tickling Nico. Backs away. Why are you giggling?
I'm just childish. Don't worry.
Oh, come on. Come on. Lots of damage done by Snappy, but none converted into a kill. Look at LDLC's health bars. They're running out of color in the health, but they still have a chance. And by they, I do mean Heroic, because this CZ just ripped through Mistu's remaining health bar, and actually Tano in trouble on statue. If Existence falls now, we're in real trouble. That's great work. And no trade from Existence, because Moddy's drawn his attention with the noise at the top of drop. Solid work, though. His attention was drawn for a reason, and that's his 3rd in the round. Bomb ticking away. Surely not, Yugi. Surely not. What is this? Newest addition. He's still doing damage. He's clutched once on overpass. And now, unfortunately, Maniac's positioning is just a little too good for the Dane. And this is going to be an 8-7 half.
Yeah, back and forth there. Like you said, a lot of clutches, some high octane CS, a few misplays as well. But I've enjoyed the half so far. It's been quite an exciting game. Can't really tell who's going to run away with this one. It will be 8-7 in favor of Heroic. And I guess this calls for time for a little break, Alex. So we'll do that, and we'll be right back with the second half.
It's Cobblestone, Heroic LDLC. We've already seen the Danes take Overpass, and now into the second half, we'll see if they can make it 2-0 for the day and 4-2 in the standings here for the ESL Pro League Season 5. I'm casting for some reason, joined by Henry G.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, the pistol's beginning straight away, Adam.
Absolutely, so it is. We're kicking off.
Don't got to ramble on for too long. It's going to be 5 sets of armor for LDLC, 3 for Heroic, and they've got a Tech 9 in their mix as well. This will be a fast B execution straight away.
Get some hype music as well. It's going to be Misty to start things off. The Frank movie is started, and that's just going to be one for him. But look at Twanu in that new cubby has once again net him a kill. Players still forgetting to check it or choosing not to. Either way, we are going to be seeing the T-side hold the advantage, not only in positioning, but in numbers. And now it is down to Maniac and Existence. They have to check this, and Existence does a swift headshot into Snap. He makes this possible. Surely not a second. Existence is back, baby. He knows Valdi's going to be around Coop. He already anticipated it, at least. Eyes were drawn towards it, but that Tech 9, he has been given that. You don't like the word raid boss. What do I call it? It's going to be a clutch from Nico.
Superman.
You call it Superman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's more appropriate.
Yeah.
I don't want World of Warcraft references anywhere near my game.
Okay.
So,
oh,
you know.
That's such an Alliance thing to say.
Is it? Okay. Well, regardless, it was the A-sided execution there from Heroic. Nice and fast as well. Most teams doing that these days. I explained this recently in Vegas. You do that smoke tools connect, you're flashing over. And this time with the Superman buy, it means Nico with the Tech 9 do a great job to finish the round off there. And when I say Superman, for anyone who's not aware, it's Tech 9. You drop that weapon and you buy up armor yourself. It means in those clutch situations, you're very powerful, very mobile, and cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, very hard for those little P2Ks to shred through unless they've got that precision, which it can be difficult to do. 2 players gunning him down, but Nico unfazed. Now, 4 players from Heroic do continue to just gather in those halls. It's very typical to see. But look at Maniac. He's at T-Spawn. He's going for a whirlwind adventure, but it feels like Nico's anticipating this. Yep. This is going to be agonizing for Maniac. He's like, oh, I've got him here. He's got the Jaws theme tune in his head, and he's just going to lose it. See you later.
Yeah, he thought he'd done something amazing, but Nico was ready for it. And you can see, look at the positional control Heroic have got right now. The bomb's down. They've already found, they can almost 100% guarantee that A-side's going to be open. It'll play like that. Him pushing all the way to T-spawn, he's going to think, well, A's open, boys.
Sure.
Get ready in B, it's coming. And Connector's already on lockdown. They're waiting for the flank to come in for T-spawn as well. Round over. This team might as well try and save what they have. But Alex doing a decent job there with the 5-7, but the hunt has begun. And it's going to be Valdi and Yugi to finish things off and find double digits as well.
Brutal, and of course, something that is noteworthy is the fact that Heroic did maintain the majority of their weapons. Just one member of the squad is going to have to rebuy, and therefore the money will be getting Kushti, assuming that they win this round in an equal fashion.
They should do. Considering as a force buy in the second round.
It should be a nice, solid eco.
Nothing, not a single dollar invested into round number 3 here. So yeah, this is almost a guarantee for Heroic. And this will be another bonus round going forward. That's if they keep all 3 UMPs up. That means that normally signals for something very fast in that number 4 round, because you know they don't necessarily have head armor, they won't have the AWP. I think I saw 5 sets of armor for LDLC in that force buy in the second, so they can't get the orb out unless someone gets a couple
some
of wild
mad kills.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's keep our eyes on it.
Twanu, to be fair, didn't investigate. I think he only got P250, so he could actually get the orb. This wouldn't be a fantastic buy.
Look at that. Valdi's just going to push off of his own flash and start shredding through these unarmored CTs. There shouldn't be too much of note here, other than Existence once again doing damage on this drop retake. He's been doing that, I think, 3 rounds back-to-back now, but that will be all that we can acknowledge for LDLC in this round. This should be the 11th. Just Maniac hoping to maybe, I mean, sinking a knife into the back of a Heroic member would have been the perfect reward they were looking for, but no, not going to happen. Instead, it goes 11-7.
Yeah, so there it is. Twanu with $5,000. So if you're not aware, it costs $4,750 to buy an AWP, and then you can see right now on your screen, he can't buy armor with that. That's actually kind of a big deal against the saved UMPs. They will just mow through him, so he needs to be very careful here when he decides to go. To be fair, he can go to like Chicken Coop or the statue and be quite safe in that respect, but this is looking quite fast for Heroic. Those T-spawn smokes normally are indicative to a B-side of attack. Here it comes.
Well, he did his best, but missed you. Nico did not miss you. Twanu has got this passive position, and that's exactly what the Doctor ordered, keeping his range, keeping his distance from those UMPs that can shred through him. Valder emerges from drop and catches one, but quickly traded by Alex, and a second through the smoke. This guy has been playing out of his mind. 20 frags now, as we do just kick off our second half. Yugi, I mean, he has been proving his worth already on this roster. A couple of clutches and even one very close 1v4. And that's a start. Takes down Twanu. Surely not again. That's a smoke towards doors. Can he retrieve that bomb? It is close enough for it to be within his grasp.
Yeah.
They're going to boost on that smoke. Just imagine what could happen if he gets that spray. They can see straight over it. That's solid work, but it is going to be a little too premature. Don't hit the shot, and therefore he can go for a plant safely. Where's their nades at? They've just got a smoke.
He's got a smoke as well, so he actually eradicates a bit of risk there. And now they don't know whether he's crossed over to the platform. This could get interesting.
Backs away. LDLC forced to play, process of elimination here. He could be on statue, and he's choosing to keep his position unknown for the longest time. Now needs to hit this headshot quickly. Not necessarily good enough, but Maniac's gone. Yugi, surely not again. This man is playing sensational Counter-Strike at the moment, and you can see why Heroic wanted him. Another clutch, and Yugi making a name for himself here in this game. 3 kills, and another round on the board for Heroic.
And another eco as well for LDLC. That was very well played. I always love that smoke to the right-hand side of the bomb. So when you have those sort of clutches.
When it's done properly.
Yeah, we saw that. Was it Vegas that this happened?
Or I think Pro League last first week.
Okay, yeah, but I think it might have happened in Vegas as well. Chad and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a sick play. Then there's a massive gap in the smoke.
Yeah.
But when you get that smoke correct, and it means you can cross over or just stay on the site, and they have to kind of work out where you are. They lose track of you, and that's when you actually have a big chance to win the round. And like you said, ooh, okay, ball mistakes being made here. That's fine.
They're just so excited, so cheering for Yugi.
He's been great so far, has he not? This is the first time I've ever casted him, and I've actually been very impressed. He seems like a really talented Counter-Strike player.
And what's so fun is that, you know, he was identified from essentially a T3, if not T4. I mean, Trick, they've proven their worth. I think T3, I don't want to go too hard on them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he identified and immediately starts putting up good numbers and good Counter-Strike as well. It's not necessarily mindless fragging. The guy's got a brain on him as well.
Okay, well, we've only got P250s and Deagles here. Very likely to be 37, a difficult procedure going forward for LDLC. Maybe they can do some damage here with the pistols. We have seen that in this matchup so far. Yeah. A lot of full eco wins and such, so we'll see whether this works out. But Modi getting towards long. Maniac in a decent position for 1 kill. Gotta nail those shots though, mate.
Painful. P250 can be a cool mistress at times. Powerful weapon, 1 bullet to the head, can dispatch of someone. Kevlar or not, but not today. So now Twanu and Mistu just left to their own devices. I mean, Mistu, you can take some risks with that Deagle. Twanu's just going to hold on to his rifle and Kevlar, but Mistu maybe just try and do a little bit of economical damage. Would it even be significant at this point?
We'll have a look. Well, it's $10,000 for Yugi, so no, not really. They have saved an AK though, so the terrorists might want to hunt that down and deny that being saved in the hands of Twanu for now. Mistu though, coming in, fancies something, might as well. He's only got the Deagle, no armor, and oh, lovely shot there from Modi. And here we go, the aforementioned Twanu, he's towards the window, and they are going to be hunting for him, but they don't seem to be aware that he could be in towards that connected position.
I mean, impressive work in hide-and-seek department from Twanu. Somehow, with 4 people all hunting him down, he manages to find a safe space. The safest of spaces.
Is that your favorite area?
13-7.
Okay, 5-0. It's looking positive for Heroic so far, and we'll see what happens here. Finally, the AWP comes out once again. This time, it's got some armor and some smokes and incendiaries to go with it. So, if there's a chance to get back into the game, this should be it. Back towards B we go. All 5 players committing from Heroic. Smoke comes in, crossing towards the steps as well. And to see where they commit to this, it's actually going to be sending all 5 players this side of the map. The reason I say early commitment, because if you have nothing towards A, you can lose track of the flanking CTs. That's why you need to go very quickly when you decide to do this.
And there they go. Molotovs do rain now. It's going to clear the platform, but Mistu's got his nose pressed right against the concrete, hoping to catch someone. But no, look at this. They choose to back away after what the big, heavy investment, just throwing fire everywhere. What's caused this turn of... What the hell? Aldi comes from behind. He's only going to get the first. But they chose to back away, and this is confusing me. Alex is not so confused, though. Takes another. It's Modi down. And the bomb's on its way towards A. Henry, I'm confused.
Oh, we can break it all down afterwards.
Absolutely we can, because at the moment we are going to be seeing Existence get just the perfect position for the cross. And it looks like Maniac. Oh, he's just shooting ducks. Solid work. 2 down. Now Yugi. No, I'm not even going to start the dialogue for another 1v3. Yes, you've been instrumental, and yes, you have utility, but surely LDLC will not fall for your handiwork. Again, Existence is causing enough damage. That's in it. That will be LDLC picking up their 9th, but I mean, back and forth.
Yeah, interesting round there. You can see them actually almost deciding to commit towards the B site with throwing the Molotovs and flashbangs as well. They've got a little bit apprehensive. They've got Valdi towards the drop-down position. He finds 1 kill. That's actually perfect, all things considered. They try and strike towards A after that. But Maniac, he's had a really quiet game here on combo. He was great on overpass, but he finally steps up with a couple of big frags there and manages to secure the round for LDLC. So tactical pause comes in for Heroic, it would seem, at this point. And they have a ton of cash here. They got 13-8 up. And we'll see whether they decide to maybe just go back to the basics, the defaults. Like we said, the Danish Counter-Strike, normally known for heading towards A at the start, using the smokes to deny CTs pushing or finding those first frags. Get that, then you fall back towards B, or you commit towards fully commitment towards that A side itself. Can you hear the weird noise?
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if you could. It sounds like, is there a helicopter on Cbble?
Yeah, it's the new addition.
Got 7 kills, called in a helicopter. Hashtag COD.
More Call of Duty references? Or
more?
Is that the first one?
It's the first one.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be many more. Either way, 13-8. Heroic are closing in on that 16 marker, and they do have the money and the buy necessary to convert this into the 14th, but as do LDLC to defend so. I've been relatively underwhelmed by Twanu. In contrast to Yuggy especially, I don't feel like either on the defensive or the attacking side, he's really been making too much of an impact early, something an AWPer is kind of a proficient AWPer can do on the regular. Instead, though, we do see Heroic starting their offensive.
This is the classic Danish approach now. Go towards long A, 3 players, find those kills, push the CDs back towards the bomb side. Then you don't have to necessarily go towards A. You can go back towards B, leave 1 player there. We saw LDLC trying to flirt with that idea, but they're only sending Maniac by himself. They didn't show a lot of presence there. He was just trying to strike and try and get a couple of kills. Didn't really work out as well.
This is big progress from Valdi. He's not a fake by any stretch of the imagination, but that's the problem. If you all push ramp at the same time, you will do the flashbang dance at the same time. Nice from Maniac. No, it didn't convert it into a kill. They're right there in the smoke. You can see the trace of fire, but still he falls. Existence gonna try and go ahead and avenge his fallen comrade, and that's a step in the right direction. Heroic are falling apart at the seams in this round. LDLC a solid defense. And now Modi is almost certainly out of this round. No health, no hope. Maybe take 1 rifle away, but you'd have to have some very precise aim. 1 bullet and he is gone, and there's 2 to peak. It's Alex to find his 3rd kill of the round. He is a essential cog in the LDLC machine. 25 frags. Whew.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive. Kind of slipped under the radar there. So Heroic take that tactical pause, and they go towards an A-sided execution at that stage, and didn't really get too much for it, but they still have a lot of money to work with here. So 3 AK so far, the AWP, it's just Nico who's limited to the UMP. And we'll see whether Yugi is great so far, to be fair. He's got 23 kills. We'll see whether he can open things up with this AWP.
All right, then. So they try A once, and immediately they feel a little scorned by that, flashing themselves to enable some form of map control towards B long, and here's going to be this kind of partnership play. 2 towards drop, 2 towards B long. Mollies are out to try and force Alex, and actually they know exactly where he is. That molly tick was heard, and thus the retreat is on. Twanu, though, does catch Modi. That's a start, and now Heroic at a disadvantage, where they're unable to trade. Some confidence from Twanu, even go for a wallbang into drop. That's how confident he is with that smoke in place. Still, Valdi's just going to be left to his own devices and drop. But this is always interesting when you do see one player basically just, he's barely going to move for the majority of this round. 30 seconds will pass, they'll start progressing through A, and then he'll try and catch them as they rotate.
Yeah, exactly that. We'll see whether he can do anything with this, but Maniac, Existence, Alex, ready to go towards the A side of the map. Smoke comes in, they're looking to challenge here as well.
Maniac. Just on the other side of that smoke lies the entirety of the opposition, and he does necessary damage. 2 heads roll towards ramp. And Valdi is going to have to spring to life, but only for a moment before Twanu catches him. Another for LDLC, and this game is getting very close. What was, yes, 6 consecutive rounds from Heroic has been responded to with 3 of their own for LDLC. And now the money is starting to get stingy. This is looking like they're going to be a kind of a buy to 2K quasi-buy scenario.
Similar scenes to what we saw in Overpass.
It is, you're right.
Yeah, we're getting really close to taking it, and then LDLC grinding it back in, and Desert Eagles, Tech9s, a couple of smokes here to work with. That's about it for Heroic. Almost certainly going to be 13-11. And we'll see Twanu now back on the AWP. He'll just be defensive towards the back of the B bomb site. Maniac, though, could get caught, but he managed to pick up the first frag. Maybe overcommit to this point. Does some damage, but taken down.
Almost forced to take that fight by the speed at which they tried to trade. But still, that's an M4. I mean, this is the scenario we almost saw before from Snappy. You give them early control of long and you concede your weapon. You never know how much damage can happen.
Good news is for the Maniac, he at least gets 1 kill before he goes down. Before, like, it was a clean kill. Give the 5 terrorists on the side of the map something to work with there, but they're not going to be striking straight away. Similar approach to what we saw in the previous round. This time it's Modi. He's towards the A side of the map. He's towards Danger. And Alex and Existence, they still believe there could be an A side of the attack.
Understandable. The only real presence they have seen is towards A. However, it has gone awfully quiet on that A site as of late. Twanu's still repeatedly peeking towards B long, and eventually he's going to actually be greeted by some Danes. 3 of which are progressing towards drop room, but look at Modi. The more, if he gets a kill here, it's perfect, because that will really cement LDLC's feet on that A site. But here they come, and oh, it's a double! His patience is rewarded, and LDLC fill the kill feed. Heroic melting. Snappy, he's not even going to make it through as Twanu and his bullet go through that smoke. Perfect work from him, 13-11. Still feel like I'm butchering the pronunciation of that name.
No, it's all right. It's good.
Twanu?
Twanu, yeah.
I'm butchering it.
It's fine.
Twanu?
And it's going to be a collateral kill
Missed you.
from Heroic, from LDLC. You're distracting me.
Am I?
Yes.
Terribly sorry.
But that wasn't really much for Heroic to work with there. Maniac gets taken down early on. They have a rifle, try to do what they can, but they walk into the scope of Twanu. And he's been boosted up towards drop down now with the AWP, trying to find the opening pick once again. You wouldn't necessarily overcommit with this one. You stay at this angle, take the first shot. He's jumping up though, spots a player, hoping they jump once again. This could actually be a possibility.
I mean, he's seen him as well, right? Valdi, he probably even saw the AWP. He knows what weapon he's holding. That's very, very audacious. Valdi, like, okay, there's an AWP up there. Let's see what you got, Twanu. Gives him a chance for a free kill, but also gathering information at a cost, or what could have been a very costly maneuver still. While I start making weird sounds, we are almost ready to see some form of execute from Heroic. Again, they gather towards A. Valdi left towards B this time. He hasn't even made as much progress as he had prior. Previously was locked in drop. This time he's actually going to be backing up his teammates, his comrades, a little later to the party. 50 seconds on the clock, and therefore they have got plenty of time to just use their utility, clear out the corners, and look at Maniac. He's on Titanic, and indeed it is rather romantic. 3 swift kills. And now just Nico and Yagi. Maniac, solid work from him. Very impressed by his performance at this entire, during both of these maps, actually.
That boost
Control from the boost.
The boost is not that common anymore. We don't really see it in Tier 1 games too much these days. But when it's thrown in, the idea is when you're boosted up, your teammate needs to be with you. He needs to be focusing either towards the middle or long A. You both can't be watching the same thing, right? That boost is very vulnerable. But they time it to perfection. They're looking towards middle as the terrorist running through, and you saw it, Maniac doing a great job from that position. And they could tie things up here, almost certainly going to, considering this is Tech9s and a B rush coming in.
Oh, there it is. This is so reminiscent of Overpass, but vice versa.
Yeah.
This was the call LDLC made. And let's see if it does hit a brick wall like it did previously. And Twanu is awake. Big frags from him. Nearly getting a third. Mistu's doing a lot of damage for him and can't quite seem to connect onto Valdi. His life is much more valuable than that frag he could pick up. Save the AWP, and he is going to go ahead and do it in the end. Closes it out, puts a bow on it. 3 for him in the round. And LDLC shut down Heroic's dreams of the Tech9 rush. We're back to a level playing field, and it's going to be bite time.
We were 5-0 for Heroic, and now it's going to be 6 rounds now for LDLC. So
is it 6 back-to-back or 5? No. Okay, 5 for one and 6 for the other. Damn.
So they've actually bounced back from a 5-0 deficit. Pretty cool stuff from them. LDLC looking to take the second map. You're just joining us. It was Heroic for another close game on Overpass. It started off in very similar fashion. Heroic with a massive lead, and it's starting to fall apart. But Yagi now, he finds the opening kill towards Mistu, and actually maybe they can slow things down and try and work the map a little bit more here. Was that the AWP drop? Okay, so he must have had a very good spawn. Yeah, and so he picked up the AWP roll for that round, but unfortunately, he loses it. Now it's a chance for Heroic to take the lead once again.
It's looking so difficult for Alex here, because not only does the molly stop him from having a positional advantage, he's going to get flashed following that. Nice from Valda. Twanu blind, but so is his teammate, or rather his opponent. Valdi's going to get that one. It's a bit chaotic here, but Heroic have managed to completely resuscitate their chances of winning this round. Looking very good at the moment. Snappy's just going to clear out statue. Bomb goes down. And you can see Maniac and Existence are just going to go for a lovely romantic stroll up towards the statue. The boy with the fish.
The boy with
that's
the fish.
That's the official name of the statue.
Fair enough.
Like in those titles where it's just like water. They don't really try with their titles of these pretentious art exhibits. There it is.
I'm glad he's got a little leaf there as well.
Yeah, very considerate. I just hate these construction companies ruining the beautiful, beautiful settings, and you can just see a big crane in the background. Where's the local Cobble Council? That's my question.
Well, we'll look into it for you.
Thank you, Henry.
I'll write a letter.
Strongly worded, I hope.
Yeah, but in a classic British manner.
Would you roll it up and seal it with a little wax seal and a ring? Old school style.
No, that might be much.
But you wear rings, you could do that.
Yeah, but maybe
you could have a little seal. You've got that one there. Scarab beetle.
We'll do that. That'll be my signature move.
Well, we've made some good plans, and LDLC have got plenty of money to make plans of their own. Look at that. Some of them going to be still in 10K margins, or at least close to it.
Yeah, really good round there for Heroic. Getting that upper platform kill, falling back. Valdi doing a good job. Once again, he's kind of lurking towards drop down, finds 2 kills. Twanu, close range of the AWP, couldn't take him down, and it's Heroic to take the lead once again. In terms of money, pretty decent for either side. So this round won't secure a victory just yet. And it's a fast mid approach, in Existence caught out with a flashbang in his hand.
Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. And now here comes the pressure. What? Snappy, that was a guaranteed kill onto Maniac. Instead, though, he's going to be breathing with 15 points of health. But the bomb is down, and Heroic, they are conceding kills left and right because Alex is just on a mission. So good in this game. That's going to be, what is that now? 28 for Alex. Tony's got another, and now forced Modi into a 1 versus 2. This looks so good for Heroic. Bomb down, numbers as well. He's forced to actually step on the molly just to avoid the impending doom that is 2 people peeking him. And look at that, back turned. He didn't know what to expect. Noise everywhere. And LDLC, that's a huge win for them. That's going to put Heroic's money back in the dumps as well.
Yeah, somehow Maniac, I'm not sure how he got the kill there, to be fair. His teammate Existence goes down towards top of the middle with the flashbang in his hand. Maniac, he gets spotted as well.
They knew
exactly he was there. They take him under 15 HP. He dies afterwards, but he did enough. He gave LDLC a platform to work with there, just that 1 frag. Alex, like you said, has been lights out so far and manages to get his 28th frag and tie things up once more. 14-14, we are going the full distance here as we enter round number 14 in this half. AWP is up for Twano, of course. Same story for Juggy. Juggy.
Well, he has been quite the juggernaut. I'll give him that. Juggy-naut.
The Juggernaut.
That's going to be the name of his first Frank movie. Either way. Same rinse and repeat maneuver from the tees. They molly out. It's the aggressive peak from drop, and instead just drop down. Valdi then progresses through it. He's definitely got this kind of routine down. But this time Alex is standing in his way. The flashbang catches him, and now he's going to get hunted down. But while blind, still gets the frag, and Mistu returns to what was a tagged up opponent to try and finish him off. But Twanu is having no problem holding platform, looking for the third, but his teammates might do it for him. No, Modi is left in an almost impossible scenario. It's Existence to close it out, and now LDLC are in full control, my friends. 15-14, and the money is crippled. Could this really be a spectacular comeback? How many rounds has this really been? I mean, it was 6 initially, and following that, another 2 back to back.
They've actually done a really good job here towards the end of it. Twanis was stepping up. Alex in that big clutch scenario as well.
Yeah.
Looking fantastic. And now Heroic find themselves really up against it. 3 Tech 9s, a Desert Eagle, and Modi, he's only got the UMP. He's doing another sort of rush B here. I would say probably want to slow things down with the smokes, but Alex, wide to receive. He's going to get the first kill and fall back as well. Lovely stuff.
That was very, very swift. Just executing Heroic now as they swarm onto the site. Nico took a long time to get that kill.
There it is.
And his teammates have fallen. This is it, unless Yogi can do something magical. He has got a deagle, but I truly do not believe. Bombs loose. 1 minute 20, Yogi, you don't you dare. He has been a force to be reckoned with. In LDLC, you can see the paranoia. Just hitting the brakes, and Existence spots him. Twan is surely going to peek from Coop. He knows he's there, but the patience and restraint is being rewarded for the French side, and that's it. Existence closes it out.
That's how you should be handling those situations. We saw a lot of mistakes here today where players were maybe overcommitting those scenarios, allowing the teams to actually get a window of opportunity. But LDLC, they come back up. They're going 5-0 down. They get 6 rounds themselves on the CT side, actually looking very efficient. Alex has been great tonight. Twanu started to really come to life towards the end there with the AWP. So they're going to split the series 1-1. I'd say that's a fair showing for either side. We saw some moments of glory. To be fair, Yuggy, you seem to be impressed by him.
Yeah, very impressed. I mean, for me, this is his debut. I haven't seen him play before. I'd heard a lot of positive things from both players and community alike. And seeing him escape what is essentially contract drama and get into a roster that really does have a good chance of breaking into the scene, I'm happy to see a big top-fragging performance.
Well, I'm glad you're happy, Alex. I'm glad we made it through the broadcast.
We survived.
And we're going to throw it over for one last segment with Matthew and Chad. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Alex and Henry. Yes, I am here with Chad. Funny thing is, I was going to do that on purpose and be backwards, and I got it right. So maybe I should have done that the whole time.
Nice.
We now have 4 games complete and our second week underway. What are your thoughts?
That was a closer game than I thought it was going to be. There was some really questionable decisions by Heroic, I think, on their CT side. Henry pointed out Snappy pushing aggressively at A-Long versus the Pistols. He got taken out by Existence Deagle. It was kind of an unnecessary duel. There were some other points in the game where, like, Yugi, he looked really uncomfortable with the AWP. The same thing on Overpass, actually. Like, he was in positions where he just wouldn't sit still. He was pulling out grenades, and then he got caught off guard. I think he looked really good with the rifle, made some really good clutches once again, same as he did on Overpass. I'm excited to see what he can bring further, but I think Heroic are going to be kicking themselves because if they hadn't got eco'd in that first half, the CT side would have been much stronger and they probably would have closed it out.
Voldemort was good. He was holding it down. Hogwarts is, of course, the school of magic, and that's what Cobblestone is actually modeled after.
Yeah, we called a place on that map, Hogwarts. Where
Really?
the big banners are, yeah. Where you come out Dragon Law, there's these big banners on the wall.
Yeah,
we called that Hogwarts, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Could you call that Gandalf Tower then, at the back, instead of Rapunzel Tower?
Probably could. Solid
New
discussion about the naming of Cobble.
There's lots of things to discuss. One of which is our results for the evening. It was only the 4 matches tonight. No secondary stream. A lot of teams still on the way back from LV. I was going to say LA, but it's the city of sin. 16-10. Good start, I have to say, but then 16-7. Hellraisers beat Envy in return by a slightly better score. It doesn't matter. They go 1 for 1 on the night, and that's how it goes in the bottom end. So everyone winning and everyone losing.
That's good. Everyone gets a little bit of the action. Everyone walks away smiling.
We all break even. It does mean that the early starts and more games played now from Team Envy puts them on top at 4-2. Great start, all things considered. You know,
you'd almost
think that they're the secondary
down,
team.
right?
You would. Look at NIP, 0-4. They play, I think, tomorrow night. They absolutely have to win. And who do they play? Well, it's Fnatic. G2, and Fnatic also need to win. G2, 0-2, got beat by Envy. It's a massive start for Envy to pick up wins against them. And then Na'Vi at the bottom, Astralis at the bottom versus Pro. But a lot of those guys haven't played a lot, so we do have to wait for that.
Here's everyone's favorite region.
Everyone's favorite region. It's the rest. We call it Europe and the rest because that's where everyone else plays. Liquid Energy to start things off, and Luminosity, Cloud9. I would say there's some favorites in both those games. Sorry, that is CLG. You're right. I am definitely still asleep. That is CLG. Cloud9, I think, plays tomorrow night. So,
I think you might be right, actually.
Yeah, I think they do. They play twice this week. I do know that. So. And then tomorrow for us, we've got some interesting matches.
Some bangers.
North Na'Vi, I think, is going to be very good. I think online, North is more than capable of winning that. I think even on land they are right now, but we know they need a little bit of polish. Fnatic went out in groups at the Masters. Well, they've got to recover, and they do it against a team who's been sitting back at home, hopefully practicing and putting in some time as a new team during the Masters. So G2, we get to finally see the French super team again and see if they really are super. Remember, Fnatic did win that exchange the first time by kind of its qualifiers.
Lots of tweets out of the French camp lately. They said that they didn't call themselves a super team, which they didn't, right? That's what
that was a title put on it by everyone. I think
they're just another team in their mind, which is true.
I've always said that I don't like the super. I think they're a dream team. They're not a super team.
That's a much better way to phrase it, I think.
Yeah, I think everyone, it was their dream roster, dream lineup. But it's not what a super team is. A super team has to win a bunch. It has to be like a dynasty level team for me. That's a super team.
Cool.
Any final thoughts from you, Chad?
I have a lot of specifics I should have talked about when we just did the post game.
Would you like to? I'll give you one chance.
That's okay. That's okay. It's all right. We'll save them for another night.
Well, with that said, another night means I potentially get to have some sleep in that time. I hope you do too. With that said, don't forget to join North America tonight for the Pro League, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, night 2, week 2. Bye-bye.